Previously, on the crazy train.
We're moving. Off we go.
Oh yeah.
Caleb breaks up with his girlfriend to prepare for full-time missionary service.
Caleb was planning on serving a mission.
The girlfriend's mother, Sandra, gets angry and spreads a false rumor about Caleb.
It just wasn't possible. Only an idiot would believe that story.
The Judds try to resolve the issue quietly, but Sandra's husband becomes violent.
Get off my property! Don't come back!
The Judds approach their church leaders, Bruce Holt and Alan Smith, for help.
I personally...
I don't know that I have to do anything. I'm the bishop.
But Bruce and Alan threaten the Judds with blackmail if they do not drop it.
And it's coming across as blackmail.
It's not
Holding something over me.
The Judds protest the local leaders.
Any opposed manifesting?
We raised our hands in opposition to the stake presidency.
Noted, thank you.
Alan appears to retaliate by allegedly making a false CPS report against the Judds, revoking their temple privileges, removing them from his congregation, fabricating letters and claiming to speak on behalf of the prophet,
The First Presidency, the Quorum of the 12 are telling you to let it go.
and threatening them with excommunication.
What was I supposed to do? These were the people in charge at church.
Hannah and Phontaine appeal to higher church authorities, but all communications get intercepted by Mark Bragg and rerouted to Alan Smith.
Elder Bragg, they're already like, no, we're going to defer to the state president.
After 3 years of trying to resolve the misconduct, the Judds determined they have to go public.
We had literally tried everything in our power to resolve this quietly. There were now officially no more options.
It wasn't over.
Okay, guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
In the fall of 2022, Hannah and Phontaine decided it was time to publicly speak up about what they had gone through.
We wanted to restore our standing in the community. We wanted to get the CPS stuff resolved. We wanted to get the police misconduct fixed. And we wanted to get my wrongful conviction overturned. We also wanted to get the church nonsense addressed and the gossip to stop.
It's important to remember that we were being extorted. Some of my local church leaders were using the situation with my daughter Tia and my husband's arrest to try to get what they wanted, to try to control us and silence us. If I allowed that, they would keep doing it. In the Tom Cruise movie, The Firm, the main character, played by Tom Cruise, is getting extorted.
Know pretty much what you told the fellas, so I kind of got the picture.
The turning point of the movie, he realizes that the only way to break free from the extortion is to tell the truth, the whole truth, even if it's unflattering and uncomfortable for him.
For example, they might know how important your young wife is to you, and they might use that.
And that's what we had to do. I had no desire to air my dirty laundry. I had no desire to tell people about my daughter Tia, about the arrest, about CPS, about court, about our financial problems and the dumb financial mistakes we made, because it's nobody's business. But those things were being used to try to extort us.
Imagine her one day opening that. Go ahead, take a look.
And it wasn't like it was a little thing. They were trying to get my children taken away from me. Bruce Holt had threatened multiple times, and it appeared that Alan Smith had made good on that threat and that he had filed a false CPS claim.
3, 2, 1. 儿子、妻子、桌子、椅子、肚子、鼻子。我叫什么名字？儿子、镜子、桌子、椅子、肚子、鼻子，我叫什么名字？儿子、镜子、桌子、椅子、肚子、鼻子，我叫什么名字 ？Oh my goodness!
It was possible that the upper church leaders like Dal Wilson, Mark Bragg, and Brooke Hales had been acting off of false information. It was possible that they had made the decisions they made because they were being fed lies. And so we were hoping that if they saw the whole story and the truth was put out there, that maybe they would go, okay, I see what happened here, and we could straighten things out.
I had been praying what to do about the situation, and the answer came to me clear as a bell. Phontaine, just tell your story. And so that's what we decided to do.
Things had improved financially for the Judd family. After working for several years as a contractor, Phontaine secured a full-time position with a tech company out of San Francisco.
The CEO and then some of the people below him, they found out that I was not actually a full-time employee, but just a contractor. And they were like, why isn't he full-time? And that started the discussion of, we should bring Phontaine on full-time.
The job paid well and included medical benefits, and the Judds quickly began paying down their debts.
Happy, happy birthday from all of us to you. We wish you happy birthday so we can party too. Hey! Hey!
Even though they determined they needed to go public, Hannah and Phontaine recognized two major concerns. First, would it hurt innocent people? And second, would there be retaliation?
I was worried about Logan Shepard's kids. They had nothing to do with what Logan Shepard had done, and I didn't want this to negatively affect them.
I also worried that Jacob Richards may have turned his life around and was trying to get on a better path, and I didn't want to jeopardize that, and I certainly didn't want to hurt his parents. And Eben Vischer's wife, I didn't want people to be mean to her because of what he did. I also love my church, and I didn't want to do something that would hurt my church.
Very much you want to put it on your arms. It not only helps with recoil, but it also stabilizes it. So good, good. Nice.
That chamber on the barrel, that way when this rolls, it'll come up into place.
Get in your proper stance. Okay, we're going hot.
Whoa!
And the elephant is down.
She's a rock star.
The Judds realized many individuals would not like what they had to say, including Officer Stacey Patterson and Judge Stephen Gaversa.
I was worried about retaliation from the police, quite frankly. Since these things had happened, Stacey Patterson had been promoted to sergeant, and I was worried she was going to come after us, or that we were going to get more nonsense from CPS.
Third place!
One family member offered an assessment the Judds found troubling.
My dad, he's like, I think what you experienced is going to be nothing compared to what happens to you after it's released. He was basically expressing what I was already thinking. Things might have to get worse in order to get better.
There goes Caleb 1 and 2.
Freedom! Freedom!
The problem is that whistleblowing always carries the risk of retaliation, but the only way we were going to get resolution to any of these issues was if we went public, because doing it privately and quietly had not worked out.
Little did Hannah and Phontaine know how strange things were about to become, and what unusual events awaited their family.
We gotta get going. This may be the coolest car ever made.
That's what I see.
Yeah, no.
The coolest car ever made.
He and his brothers are it's gonna be their bonding project that they work on.
Oh, I appreciate it so much.
We had a responsibility to protect our children, and we wouldn't be able to do that if we didn't tell what happened.
Chandler, let me see your shoes.
Oh! Oh, Chandler. Oh.
We had to tell the truth about what these people had done. And as long as we did it fairly and accurately, it would work out for the best for everybody involved.
We were hoping if we spoke up that maybe we could prevent similar things from happening to other people.
Threw Falcon a surprise birthday party this year, and I'm getting his dream car.
I think he's gonna just stop in his tracks and stare.
When Caleb was heading to Utah, he told Falcon, we're gonna go pick up a car for you to earn or to buy. But Caleb and Dad told Falcon that the car they were picking up was a 1985 Toyota Tercel, which is like a Mr. Bean car.
Oh my goodness. What a Toyota yourself.
He was crying. He was not expecting a 67 Camaro.
Caleb drew up a plan for you to earn it.
Yeah, we worked on your personal progress Eagle Scout Award equivalence thing.
Who's the
It's a what?
Camaro, 67 Camaro.
Not long after Hannah and Phontaine determined they needed to go public, their daughter Trixie got some news they found exciting.
We're at the airport, and I'm about to go to Washington, D.C.
She applied for an internship with Mitt Romney's office and was selected to go work out in Washington, D.C.
I get to do tours of the Capitol building, but I also get to do like research projects and stuff like that.
And there she goes.
I was so excited for her. This was like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
The Judds considered driving out to D.C. to visit Trixie, but instead found plane tickets that were cheaper.
Good morning, just a few pre-boarding announcements for Frontier Flight 696 with service to D.C.
I want an airplane.
An airplane?
Okay, money.
You want to come?
I do.
See?
Most of our kids had never been on an airplane before, and they were so excited.
Here we go.
I think that in and of itself was worth the price of admission.
We were there for a week.
Yay!
Are you excited for the Capitol tour?
Yes, we are.
You guys tour guide on Capitol Hill. You're very lucky.
We got to spend a lot of time at the National Mall, the Library of Congress. We got to see the Gutenberg Bible.
Some people even say it's more important than the development of the internet.
At the National Archives, we got to see the Magna Carta, the original Declaration of Independence, and the signed Constitution.
The Constitution,
No, I'm
the
joking.
original document
You can
is
do
right
it.
behind me. The Declaration of Independence is there, and the Bill of Rights is over there. All original. It's kind of cool.
They live in the past. The past is in the past. The past is past, and past.
Study it.
Trixie gave us a tour of the Capitol building.
So up here, you'll see this is where the justices sat. The first three are original chairs, are original to the room.
So basically, right now we are right underneath here.
And close to where you guys are about to go.
What's that in the background, Hannah?
The White House.
And one of Senator Romney's staff members got us tickets to go tour the White House. It turned out we were in line right behind Bernie Sanders and his family, and we got to meet him and shake hands with him. Another one of Trixie's friends got us a tour of the Pentagon.
We are at the Pentagon.
And Roy, what are you doing here?
I'm going to work here someday.
We also went to the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial.
We were just in the Library of Congress, the Jefferson section. It was awesome because it was like pure knowledge. I want to read all the books that were in that library.
The Judds also visited some of the war memorials, including the Korean War Memorial.
All their names are there. Good one for a while, actually. All around the circle.
Towards the end of our trip, I took some of the older kids to the Holocaust Museum there at the end of the National Mall. And it was a sobering experience. I remember walking through and seeing some of the horrible tragedies that happened. It was a very dark period in human history. The thing that struck me is the Holocaust didn't happen all at once. It started by singling out people that were labeled as undesirables and then marginalizing them. And then it just got worse and worse from there, and ultimately led to the murder of millions of people. And The thing that upset me was that all along the way, there were so many people that could have intervened, but didn't because they were scared. They were too scared to speak up, too scared to act. One of the videos we watched talked about how the people who liberated the concentration camps were instructed to film everything because they knew that no one would believe what happened, and they wanted to have documentation of the atrocities that they witnessed.
For a long time, you're just doing that.
For the previous 2 years, Hannah had continued to attend the Granite Bay church congregation by herself, while Phontaine and the Judd children attended the Chinese congregation across town, which gave rise to several rumors.
I had people coming up to me asking if I had gotten divorced or if I'd been excommunicated, and I kept having to say, no, I'm not divorced, I'm happily married, and no, none of us have been excommunicated.
You stay on beat. He does it every time now.
Okay, ready?
Quiet, stay at a steady tempo.
Okay, ready?
Bruce Holt and Alan Smith did not approve of Hannah's attendance at Granite Bay and sent her an email discouraging her from speaking or participating in class.
I never mentioned or hinted at any of the problems going on with slander or gossip. I just kept my comments focused on Jesus. But there was passive-aggressive stuff going on from women in church. Like if I signed up to have the missionaries for dinner, they scribbled my name off the calendar. And at first I thought it was an accident, but it kept happening. And in Sunday school, if I raised my hand in class, some of the female teachers would pretend they didn't see it. I just ignored stuff like that and continued going and continued participating.
Around that same time, the Judds got approached on multiple occasions by church leaders asking for details about their children.
It struck me as odd. They could just go to the church website and see our children and their membership information. But the youth leader kept asking for the names and birthdays of all of our children. And then the bishop called out of the blue asking where our kids attended school and where the older kids were and if they were living at home, and if not, where were they? And I couldn't help but wonder, why was he after that information? And had somebody put him up to it?
It happened 6 times, different people pressing me for information. And I had had a bad experience in my previous ward, and I really didn't want to share that stuff.
Yep.
Oh, Beverly, come here. Hold hands, hold hands. We're going to come. Wow.
When I explained to the bishop that I didn't feel comfortable sharing that information, his response was really odd. He was like, they already have this information. And I was like wondering, wait, who's they? And if they already had it, then why was the bishop asking for it? And why was I getting approached so many times by so many people in leadership positions and in different wards for it? Like something was going on and I didn't know what.
Around that time, a few changes precipitated the Judd family's return to the Granite Bay congregation. Laura Brown and Bruce Holt moved out of state, and Fontaine's situation at work changed.
My work had originally proposed to send me over to China as a liaison with the China team. And I kind of got into a panic because my Chinese was a little rusty at that point. And so I started studying Chinese, and the rest of the family joined in. And that's actually why we started attending with the Chinese congregation.
这就是耶稣基督他全生活中所做的事，就是照顾别人，帮助别人。这就是我们，如果我们要有信心，我们要相信，就去做。
But when there were some political changes overseas, my work canceled the plans to send me over to China.
So tell us what's going on here.
We're doing a guitar transaction for a young lady. We are passing the torch, as they say. We are mentoring to the younger generation and paying it forward.
With the change of work plans and the shift in local church leadership, the Judds decided it was time to start taking their whole family back to their designated congregation in Granite Bay.
Hannah was happy because it meant we would all be together as a family at church again.
We knew the First Presidency had assigned us to the Granite Bay congregation, and for good reason. But Alan Smith had overridden their decision and moved our records without their approval. Plus, we now knew that the problems in our previous congregation had not been fully dealt with yet, so returning there wasn't really an option.
Right, for 25 years. We have 15 children, 8 sons, 7 daughters. What a journey.
Yay!
Oh, they're all growing up so fast. One on the other end.
Look at all that hair. There's so much hair over there.
Dad, we get it from you.
and Sassy Judd. They have asked me to introduce them tonight as twisted siblings.
On the 7th of October 2024, the Crazy Train documentary series was released for free on YouTube. The show quickly garnered tens of thousands of views, and viewers began posting comments.
We received a lot of private messages as well as public messages with people thanking us for sharing our story. A lot of people said they had been struggling with their own Christian faith, but when they watched the documentary, it gave them hope to keep going.
Other people told us about some of the hellish experiences they had had with CPS, and they were grateful that we were speaking out.
2 people reached out to us because they had been swindled by John Huffman. One person said they had lost over $200,000 to John, and another person said they were currently trapped in dishonest contracts with John and were struggling to get out.
One individual expressed gratitude that the Judds were exposing John's dishonesty. Another individual had been taken advantage of by John and wanted to also speak up about it, but was afraid of John becoming violent. The individuals involved asked the Judds to keep their information private for fear of retaliation.
The thing that was the saddest was that people were claiming they had gone through poverty and sickness and had been neglected by their church leaders. One guy in particular, who was a former police officer, had gotten injured and was unable to work, and he ended up living in a car with his wife and newborn child because their bishop refused them assistance. That should never have happened.
The Judds found the focus of the majority of the online comments to be surprising.
I figured that the police stuff and the CPS stuff and the judge corruption, that was going to garner the most attention and rumblings. But no, most of the comments were about the church. I thought people would be more upset about our experience with CPS and the corruption we exposed in the legal system.
That Sunday, the 13th of October, the Judd family attended Granite Bay Church and sat in the back of the chapel. They only stayed for sacrament meeting.
Greg Flinders was the one who was conducting the meeting, and when he got up to speak, he said, "It's good to see some familiar faces we haven't seen for a while. Welcome." And I knew he was referring to us. A few other people said hello as well. It was uneventful, and after the meeting, we quietly left and went home.
As the Judds were leaving, they noticed a visibly upset Alan Smith driving toward the church.
I figured somebody had called and informed Alan that my husband and kids had returned to attending church with me. And Alan was upset about it because he didn't want them there.
The following week, the new Bishop Ryan Bradford was in attendance and welcomed the Judds as they entered the chapel.
He shook my hand and said it was good to see us.
The only odd thing that happened was that during sacrament meeting, the ward clerk, Brother Schmokel, had his cell phone tipped up facing towards our family, and it appeared he was taking pictures or video of our family just sitting there. Other than that, church was completely uneventful. And once again, we just stayed for the first meeting and then left right after that.
A few days later, Phontaine received an email from Greg Flinders, who was Bishop Bradford's counselor. "It has been nice to see your family attending church. It has been a long time. Will you be coming in the future and staying for the second hour?"
So what we've got here is we've got this engine, and we're about to take it out. And then we also got these wires. All right, go ahead, yeet it up.
Falcon is in his happy place.
Yeah. I was so, this car was like so annoying.
The guy.
So heavy.
What's the name of the guy who you got from?
Byron.
Byron? No wonder.
The engine's out. Yay!
That same week, the Judds released a website to help clarify the purpose of the documentary series and explain in simple terms what they were hoping to accomplish.
I just got my driver's license.
Are you licensed to drive?
Yeah. I ain't got my picture taken and then license.
That was really quick. And this is your parking job?
Yeah. What?
Congratulations, Falcon.
Let's go.
Let's go.
A couple of weeks after the Judd family resumed attending the Granite Bay congregation with Hannah, two men arrived at the Judd home. Hannah noted that they were acting like plainclothes police officers and appeared to be armed.
The way they were carrying themselves, my impression was that they worked in law enforcement.
One man identified himself as James Dimmitt. James was a former officer for the Chico Police Department and former member of the Butte County Sheriff's SWAT team.
Even though they weren't in police uniform, my father, who was behind them, observed that they were both carrying concealed weapons on their persons.
The Judds also wondered why one of the agents appeared to be videotaping or recording the interaction.
Something was very off.
This is from the church. You probably want to read it.
You want to read it?
No, you probably want to read it.
Oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
So what this is a persona non grata.
A what?
Persona non grata. What that means is that, here, I'll get one for you. This is one for you. And basically what it means is that for the next 12 months, you guys aren't to be at any church property.
They were claiming they were from the church, but I had never seen these guys before. They didn't attend any of the congregations I'd been to. Who were they and what were they talking about? Since when did the church start sending law enforcement to tell people to stay away from church?
If you do show up at a church facility, you may be arrested, okay, for trespassing. All right.
We're going to be arrested for attending church.
As soon as he said he represented the church, I knew it was a lie. He did not represent our church. Our church would never do something like this.
The Judds were unsure of the motives or reason behind the visit.
How do I know this is legit?
Who are you?
Who are you?
My name's James.
And are you a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints? Yeah, what ward do you go to?
Let's not worry about that.
Yeah, let's go ahead and worry about that. If you're kicking me out of...
I'm not. I'm just serving with the paperwork.
You're, oh, so I'm not ordering the execution, I'm just performing it.
It would have been one thing if it was some random guy telling me I couldn't attend church, but it wasn't. It was a fellow church member who can and should know better. I think the thing that upset me the most is that these two guys knew what they were doing was wrong. They knew we don't kick people out of church. We don't ban families from attending.
In the Church of Jesus Christ, if there is a concern with a member, the leaders conduct what is known as a membership council. The ecclesiastical leaders meet with the member in a spirit of love and understanding and try to resolve the concerns in accordance with the scriptures and church handbook.
Right.
Who are you guys?
So, Obviously, this is a letter that comes from church headquarters.
Who?
No, this isn't obvious that it comes
explains
from church.
It explains it in a letter. We're just the messengers.
If they were just the delivery service, then why were they intimately familiar with the contents of the letter? Why were they reading my mail? Why were they privy to this confidential information? And why were they armed?
Can you take off your sunglasses, please?
No.
Why not?
Because of prescription.
And?
Well, step out of the sun and real church leaders act in a spirit of love and compassion. This was wrong.
Who ordered this?
This is the church, not
This isn't the church. No, this is not the church.
Okay, go back.
You guys are full of it.
The men claimed they were acting on behalf of church leaders, but after they left, the Judds had more questions than answers.
I couldn't help but think, why is church leadership sending former SWAT to my home? This seems like the opposite of Christianity.
The fact that they came to my house armed tells me that they saw a potential in needing to use the firearm. So they must have been told something that led them to believe they needed to deliver this letter and have their guns with them. And whatever they were told was putting me and my family in danger. This was my private residence. I lived there, my kids were there, my parents were there. This was putting us in danger, and it wasn't acceptable.
Uh-oh. Now Hannah's getting angry.
Yeah. Oh. Jesus, stop it.
No. This is ridiculous.
Well,
this is ridiculous.
Maybe.
Yep.
No, what was that? I don't even know what that was.
Not.
They showed up like a bunch of thugs.
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
I gotta read the letter now.
After the men left, the Judds reviewed the letter they had delivered.
Mr. and Mrs. Judd.
Oh, no, not
we represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
No, you don't.
No, they don't.
Church.
It's in quotes.
Wait, it's in quotes?
Yes, it's
Oh, yeah.
church.
Wait, okay, I'll get a picture of that in a second.
This letter is to inform you that you are prohibited from attending any meetings or entering any property owned, controlled, or associated with the church wherever located.
You are also prohibited from contacting any leader, missionary, or employee of the church, whether by phone, electronically, in person, or via third party. You are also prohibited from entering property owned or controlled by this law firm, or from contacting this law firm. Your immediate compliance is required. If you come onto the property described above, including our law firm, or contact leaders, employees, workers, or this law firm in violation of these restrictions, we will contact police, and you may be subject to arrest and prosecution, as well as additional restrictions for trespass and harassment. You must comply with the restrictions contained in this letter for a minimum of 12 months, potentially longer depending on your behavior. You can email the Church Security Department no sooner than 6 months from the date of this letter to discuss potentially lifting some or all the restrictions following the 12-month period. You may send an email to securitysupport@churchofjesuschrist.org at that time. Do not contact the Church Security Department any sooner than 6 months from the date of this letter. Do not directly or indirectly contact church leaders or this law firm at all. The Church Security Department will respond to your email. If a change in these restrictions is made, you will receive a letter from an attorney's office.
Sincerely, Kirton McConkie. I don't think this letter actually bears any weight.
No,
I think it's just a threat.
It is.
The Judds were skeptical of the validity of the letter.
Do not directly or indirectly contact church leaders or this law firm.
And this is for you and Mom.
Or this law firm.
So
Don't confirm that what we're saying is true.
I don't think this is legitimate.
Mom, what church is it?
Hannah and Phontaine reviewed their past communications with Alan Smith.
We had received suspicious letters from Alan Smith before. He had claimed to be carrying out directives from the First Presidency and the Quorum of the 12 Apostles. But we had confirmed he was just lying.
Now, with a new letter delivered under suspicious circumstances, the Judds believed they had good reason to question its authenticity.
My guess is Alan saw us go to church last week, 2 weeks ago.
When he freaked out and we were leaving, he was coming.
He's like, maybe it was a fluke, so he waited until this week and we showed up again.
Why was he so worried that we would continue attending church?
Because he's been doing bad things. And he doesn't want to get exposed for it.
The Judds were convinced the letter was a simple forgery until their son Caleb found some new information.
It's what?
It's the biggest law firm in Utah.
Kirton McConkie?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Well, the church's legal stuff for
Do
them.
they?
This is...
They found this new information confusing.
I can't believe that they would want to destroy a whole family.
Grandma Joan, Uncle Phontaine. We're at a family. Let's start.
During their visit, the Judds and Hannah's parents took a closer look at the threat letter. They had 5 main reasons to believe it was not legitimate. First, the letter said it was delivered via certified mail, but that was not true.
It had been hand-delivered by these 2 guys in sunglasses. And it wasn't even sealed, nor did we sign anything saying that we had received it. Nor did they even confirm that we were Hannah and Phontaine, so how did they know they even had the right people?
Second, the letter itself was not signed by anybody.
Who wrote this? This weird anonymity made me think someone was trying to hide something. And there was no way to verify that the letter was legitimate. No one was taking responsibility for it, which seemed unprofessional and, again, like someone was trying to hide something.
What is going on here?
I found the solution to both their problems.
The third concern was that the letter demanded the Judds not talk to any church leaders.
My parents are leaders in the church. Was I going to get arrested for talking to my own parents? How was that enforceable? How could they demand that? Whoever wrote this letter, they don't own other members of the church. They have no right to tell me who I can and can't talk to. And how would I know if somebody has a leadership position in the church? This seemed so amateur and like a feeble attempt to harass me.
Ruby, I can't see you. There we go.
Fourth, the letter said the Judds were prohibited from accessing any church property.
How was I supposed to know every church-owned property and to avoid them? The church owns malls and stores and farms and buildings not clearly labeled church property. Was I going to get arrested if I went to Salt Lake City?
So that I can say I touched it. Yeah, I don't want you to get bitten though.
The weird thing was, the ban was worldwide. It wasn't just the Granite Bay and Folsom congregations. So I couldn't just move somewhere else and start over. That seemed really harsh to me. And quite frankly, it seemed like a punishment.
Fifth, the ban letter mentioned the Judds' behavior, but gave no specifics as to what they had done or what they needed to change or why the letter had been issued in the first place.
We wondered if it was because we had defied Alan's wishes and my husband and children had returned and were attending the Granite Bay congregation.
The Judds did not believe the letter was legitimate.
Our church does not believe in banning people, and it certainly doesn't teach to shun people. Nothing about this letter was in line with what our religion teaches.
That evening when they got home, the Judds found an invitation taped to their door, inviting them to come to church.
Join us, no.
Well, now I'm getting mixed messages.
Yeah,
They said they would let us know in 12 months, but it came the next day. Hello, friend. Your home is beautiful. We are the local sister missionaries, and we share messages about hope and light. We would love to meet you.
That's what real representatives do. They invite you to church.
After studying out the letter, Hannah and Phontaine determined that someone had simply copied the Kirton McConkie letterhead and fabricated their own version in order to intimidate the Judds.
Can I get over?
No.
So the next day, the family got dressed and decided to attend church like normal.
All right, so Hannah, where are we going and what's going on?
We're gonna do the exact opposite of what that letter said. We're gonna go to church, talk to our leaders.
Yep.
We're going to talk to the missionaries and the mission president, and we're gonna appeal for help. We're gonna call the law firm and say, hey, did you send this letter? Okay.
However, while they were driving, they got a call from their oldest son, Caleb, who had arrived at church a few minutes before them with his sister.
The guys are guarding the doors.
mean, wow.
According to Caleb and his sister Superstar, the same two men who had showed up at the Judd home were now at the church and appeared to be guarding the doors.
Well, we'll just record everything.
Hannah and Phontaine both got out their cell phones and began recording. The situation had become strangely ominous, and they were not sure what to expect.
You're gonna work here someday, okay? Yes, you're gonna do cases here. You're gonna fight for justice. Yes, I am. The American way.
What is this?
Caraway and marbling. This is a little bit more chocolate, molasses, and this is honey and caraway. It's delicious.
Ruby in her natural habitat.